Today on Dog Culture, we're going to do something a little different today.
Little different. I mean, we visited the 80s, we visited recent times, but today we're going to go to a magical time in our lives.
Why don't we dip into the bag of the 90s?
Let's take a look.
What are we going to do today?
We're going to dip into the bag in the 90s.
Let's see.
What do we got?
I love the 90s. Blank check.
Today we're going to watch Blank Check. Tell them why this movie came up in our lives here recently.
You know, I got a co-worker of mine. We call him Bowtie Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does. He wears bow ties. And he has not seen Blank Check. And he's in his 30s.
Just like us, yeah.
No excuse. Now, there's a lot of you out there who probably haven't even heard of Blank Check because you might have been born after 1994.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is dangerous to go back in time to something that's so lovable. I don't want to go back and realize I should have left it back there.
Right.
But you know what?
Neither of us have seen this since the 90s.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it since probably about 95, 94, 95, somewhere around there.
To give you basically what this is this young guy named Preston. Some asshole runs over his bike
Yeah.
and cuts him a check that's blank.
A blank check.
You know what he did? He put $1 million on that thing and got it cashed. So this is every kid's dream. What would you do with $1 million? When we watch this, I'm going to pretend it's 1994 because $1 million today doesn't go very far.
Yeah, and really analyze with an adult mind, like, is this kid making smart economical decisions with his money, or is he just blowing it all on, like, bouncy houses and water slides?
When you're, 10 years old and you got $1 million, but the stats on this video, DVD...
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Runtime is 93 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Hour and a half.
It's PG for, parental
Yeah,
guidance.
it's a Disney movie, kids movie.
But I just remember 1994, I was in the 4th grade. Disney was red hot. Had the Mighty Ducks, Aladdin, the Muppet Christmas Carol came out, and then Blank Check comes our way.
Yeah, I want to mention real quick, though, this movie at the box office really never stood a chance, because it came out the week after a movie called Ace Ventura. So
How do you
compete?
how do you follow that?
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's see what happens, Sticks.
Anyway, give it a watch. And
we're gonna find out the rewatchability, whether or not you 90s babies really need to see this, or we're just kind of living in the past. So, without further ado, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Well, we just got through Blank Check, and before we dive into the details, our thoughts, I want to give a warm shout out to one of our loyal boosters. Goes by the name of Art.
Yeah, this one was for you, Art.
And Bowtie Dan, but mainly
And Bowtie.
you, Art.
Yeah. Thanks for the support, Art. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about characters.
Yeah, let's talk about the characters in this movie.
Some of them are worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
I think for starters, Preston, our main character, in the first 7 minutes of this film, you really got great character development. You found out his brothers are buttheads.
Yeah.
They're older. They hit him in the arm and say, "Be a man, don't rub it." He goes to a birthday party where a ginger kid named Butch, who has $50 in tokens compared to Preston's 6, you feel bad for him. Amusement park woes. I was pulling for Preston from the get-go.
Yeah, the deck was really stacked against him. It was really that typical, like, unbelievable 90s build. Like, wow, this kid's got a crappy life. Everybody hates him. His parents are just awful people at the beginning of the movie.
With every great baby face.
Yeah, and then the bad guy in the movie, a guy named Quigley, breaks out of jail and goes and digs up this $1 million that he's got in a briefcase stashed somewhere. From the get-go, I love this guy because he smokes cigars, and as you know,
Huge.
I'm a cigar smoker as well. Quigley's breaking kids' balloons with his cigars. That's how bad he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another character I thought was great. I think he really helped out the movie big time. That was Henry the limo driver.
Yeah, Preston's best friend.
So funny, had some great lines. I think we all need someone like Henry the limo driver in our lives.
And speaking of someone who we all need in our lives, you know I'm talking about Shea Stanley.
Shea Stanley.
God, she was a babe.
Very attractive.
That short hair in the back, bangs in the front, 90s look.
Oh, I mean, for a fourth grader, and a kid named like Preston,
Right?
I don't blame the kid for trying to wine and dine her.
Oh, yeah.
So great. So great.
Yeah, and so what this movie was really about, getting into the story a bit, obviously, you know, this kid finds $1 million and proceeds to blow it on meaningless stuff. And like I said, going into the movie, I was really looking forward to like analyzing his decisions and seeing if he made good economical decisions.
Did he?
Well, the first thing he buys is a house because he fancies himself living alone and not having to live with his terrible, terrible family anymore. Then he hooks himself up with Henry the limo driver, transportation. Makes sense. Gets himself a new wardrobe, which I can only describe as somewhere between 90s chic and Elton John.
Good move.
Yeah. But yeah, the overall, the plot of the movie basically is cautioning. It's a tale of caution against.
Money doesn't buy you happiness.
Exactly. Money doesn't buy you happiness. They try to instill the sense of fiscal responsibility in this kid, and he just blows it on ice cream and water slides. And
you can have a lot of fun spending this money, but you can't hang out with your limo driver
right, and
all the time.
At the end, he finds himself alone, and you're kind of like, you see, Preston?
Yeah.
You see what you did?
Do you think that kids today need to watch this movie from the 90s? Because I think that they do. I think that there's some pretty good staying power with this film. Granted, some of the things he spent money on, I didn't think, you know what, that's kind of lame. You can only enjoy Sumo Man wrestling suits for so long.
True.
But I think it was great. I think that they need to reboot this thing.
A reboot?
A reboot. 2016 edition. They could really...
I think that would get out of control. A kid with like 70 iPods and going off, and wow.
Yeah.
You know, when you ask me about 90s movies that need to be seen from like this genre of this age range, probably wouldn't be. I mean, I'd go with Ace Ventura. I'd go with Rookie of the Year. I'd go
to be remade?
No, I mean that need to be seen by kids
yes.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Sandlot.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this.
What about Blank Check though?
Yeah, it'd probably fall somewhere in the top 10. I would say.
What's its rewatchability factor?
I don't know that all. I might go the rest of my life without seeing this again, honestly.
You know, I'll probably bust it out for the nephews one day.
Yeah, you have it, yeah. And, you know, if I have kids someday...
Do you need to own it for your library?
No.
Do your kids need to see it? Okay.
Yeah, you know, maybe, like I said, someday. I mean, if I happen across... If I saw it in a $5 bin or something, I'd pick it up, maybe.
I want to just talk about 3 points here that I wrote down on a timeline.
Okay.
36 minutes in.
Okay.
A guy does this.
In a Disney movie,
Bold
right?
move, Disney.
Yeah.
47 minutes in, the money went straight to Preston's head when he put on his glasses and he left the dinner table and he said to his family, "Later, toads." And then 126 minutes in, Preston becomes a man. And also, Shea becomes a pedophile when they share a kiss.
They do. I mean, you're waiting the whole movie for that moment, and they delivered.
Is there anything we're leaving out before we give it our final grade? We're actually going to introduce something, a grading system.
Yeah, we're going to try something a little new today. I mean, we've told you guys about rewatchability. We've told you guys about what you need to pay for.
I don't think it's enough.
Today, we're going to give this a grade. Something to be measured by.
Let's just... I don't know what you're putting down, and you don't know what I'm putting down, but we're going to reveal it at the same time. You ready?
I'm ready.
That's a B.
That's a C minus.
Oh, shoot! 10 seconds. Why C minus?
You know, like I said, I don't think I need to own this movie, and I think anything above a C plus is a pickup. Anything below a C is probably leave it on the shelf material.
I give it a B because I think, you know, it kind of stood the test of time pretty well.
It wasn't bad.
It's every kid's dream, and you get to watch it via Disney. So it's a B. It's a solid B.
Well, we'll agree to disagree here, as usual.
Yeah.
Until next time on Dog Culture, thanks for watching us, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.
And keep promoting us, Art.
Thank you, Art.